What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, guys. We're getting again back to basics with the Fox body content, and I've kind of missed doing this stuff, so yeah, I'm enjoying this. But what we're talking about today, guys, is the interior, and we don't talk about that a lot. We talk about the performance mods, we talk about the suspension, the exhaust, all that other stuff, the engine swaps. What we don't talk about is the guts. So let's talk about the guts. All right, so if you think about it, guys, back when these cars, when the interior was designed for the 87 to 93 cars, we're talking probably 85, 86 when all of this was designed. So, yeah, I mean, if that kind of dates how old these cars are. But if you really think about it, they really did well over time. Like, they don't look old, and they just don't. There's some cars you get in, you're like, man, this is an old freaking car. The Fox body doesn't really do that. As far as the interior goes, from 87 to 93, didn't really change much at all to the untrained eye. Obviously, the airbag came in 90, and other than that, wasn't a whole lot of things that could say, you know, were updated over the years, which again is fine. Like I said earlier, this design really did stand the test of time very well. All right, guys, so the very first mod to kind of spruce up your interior, not necessarily spruce it up, but make it a little more modern, a little more livable, so to speak, when you're driving it every day or on a regular basis, is the cup holder console. Now, everybody knows that, you know, we used to use the e-brake and the passenger seat bolster for the cup holder. That, you know, goes without saying. But the cup holder console came on the scene, and it's a godsend. You can fit 2 cups in there, and also USB plug and cigarette lighter plug, if anybody uses that anymore. So you've got 2 USB plugs as well. They light up. I mean, it is a fantastic upgrade. And you know, some people are like, no, I'm gonna keep it OG. Keep it OG if you want to, but this is a mod that looks factory and also offers you that modern convenience. That's a win. All right, now probably one of the best mods I ever did to my car and that I came across was the Dakota digital gauge cluster. Now, this is not a bad layout. It's not busy. It's not old, dated looking, but the gauges just aren't all that accurate. The Dakota digital not only looks somewhat similar to factory, actually LMR makes one specifically from Dakota digital that looks very, very much like this. But the gauges are more accurate, and it's better lit, and it just gives it a much brighter, cleaner, more modern look. I would definitely recommend looking into doing a Dakota digital, or even a Holley, but I like the Dakota digital because it's a factory fit right in there, and you're good to go. All right, guys, next on the list, and I'm not doing like a top 5 or anything, but these are just some really good ideas to make your car a little more modern, a little more, I don't know, just bring it up to date a little bit, is the 417 Fox radio upgrade. Basically what it does is it moves your HVAC controls down to here and moves your radio up higher, and in turn gives you room for a big double din radio. Now that is huge, guys, in these cars, because as you know, the radio has always been hidden kind of behind the shifter, whether it's an auto or a 5-speed. So, you know, that in and of itself is a huge godsend. But also when you put a double din down there, I mean, you can't see the screen. It's because, you know, if you get down here, the shifter's in the way. So when you're at eye level, again, shifter's in the way. So the 417 Fox upgrade is fantastic. He's working on upgrades for it, so that's coming. But it essentially moves your radio up here. It's a fantastic upgrade. It's very simple, and you can do it with hand tools in an afternoon. Definitely a great upgrade. All right, boys, so let's talk another thing about your interior. Now, You can buy a fabric kit. TMI offers fabric kits for the old seats. The only thing about an old seat, especially if your car's got any kind of miles on it, is they get old, they get worn out, they kind of get the lean to them, the Fox body lean that everybody's familiar with. You know, and so even putting fabric on them, putting fabric on them just doesn't get the job done. There's a couple of different options that I like. Number one is the stock style seats from LMR, and we put those in Project 4 to 8, and I absolutely loved them. Not only that, but you can get matching upholstery for the back seat to make everything match. And the stock style seats from LMR are extremely rigid as far as the frame goes, and just kind of gives you a nice tight feel on the interior again. Option, guys, as we're talking about the seating, because that's a big thing, guys. You're going to touch the seats every time you get in the car. LMR offers a pair of matching Corbo seats for the front with matching fabric for the rear, so you can have a racing style Corbo seat up front and then match up your rear fabric as well, because I know everybody, including myself, has done it where you got a racing seat up front and then in the back you got your stock seat. That problem is eliminated, and that also gives your interior that really finished feeling. So not only do you got a more supportive, more rigid seat, but it also looks good too. That's a great upgrade. All right, guys, also LED technology is fantastic, guys. You know, the dome lights, you see that, the dome lights, the map lights, all of that. The interior of the Fox bodies is very dim, especially the cluster, I mean the radio, the HVAC, all of that. Upgrade all of those with LEDs. You would not believe the difference that makes just in brightening things up. If you get in a newer Mustang, you see how everything's bright and crisp and you can see everything really good. Not so in the older cars, but you can if you upgrade to LEDs, and I've done it numerous times. It's well worth it. It's not expensive, and it's a fun project that you can do again in a couple of hours that you'll get to use every time you're in your car, and you'll definitely appreciate it. Last and final tip, and again, there's a million different things you can do to your car, your car's interior to give it a fresh feel, to give it a more modern feel, to give it a more upscale feel. And one of those that you won't be able to see, but you'll be able to tell, is Dynomat. Guys, check this out. Yeah. Dynomat your car. Do underneath the headliner, underneath the carpet, in the doors, in the hatch area, all of that. Alex at the shop and Dover as well has done a couple of their past builds, and I'm telling you, the difference is amazing. All of the noise that you just thought was normal is all gone. It gives it a solid, refined, and a more modern feel, because you're not getting all that old creaky moaning, howling, all the noises that Fox body makes. All of that can be cut out by some Dynomat, and again, that's not a hard job. Pull some of your panels out, get it installed. You will not be sorry, I promise. Boys, that is pretty much gonna wrap this one up. I hope that helps. We've got a plethora of fantastic new parts at our disposal that we didn't have even 10 years, maybe even 5 years ago. So get some of those parts, guys. Every part that I talked about today is not expensive. Everything's under $1,000. Most of them are under like $200. So this is not expensive stuff. These are not labor-intensive projects. All of them are fairly simple that you can do with hand tools, and that are going to make a huge upgrade to the interior of your car, which is where you spend the most time. So I hope that helped. If you got any more ideas, drop them in the comments below. And guys, I'll check you next time.